Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't change clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene,
Let
man.
me ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene,
Well,
man.
congratulations, because I'm homeless and I don't have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
all right, that one I thought. Have a blessed day.
If you're tired of being censored on social media, join 60s.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 60s.net.
Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 60s.net. Ah.
Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. It's a little dark in here, but it's a little it's warm here today, so turn the lights down a little bit. Turn those back up. Almost like I'm in the basement. All right. So hopefully everybody is doing well. This is the midweek report. Please hit the like and share button as you are coming in. If you are new here and wondering why you cannot get into the chat, well, it's because you have not yet subscribed. So please do that now. It doesn't cost a thing. Just go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the word all. So you'll be notified anytime this platform goes live or a broadcast is uploaded. And with that being said, family, let's see what we have in here thus far. Melanated Brown, early. Patrick, Project Leroy. I did see that cat's. I saw that cat's outfit, dressed up like a woman. Lawrence Lilly. What's going on? I see Afro Elite in the house. What is going on, my brother? Kid Gravity in the house. What is going on? Judah Queen. All right, I see you. Simply Sandra. I see you. Still Kevin Trees. Black First. Oyela Aket. Welcome. We are now international. TJ. Esma. Denise. Soul. Black First. Everybody. All right. So as we are coming in, by the way, go follow my brothers, Kid Gravity and Afro Elite. Also, Zene J. Welcome. All right. So as we're getting started here, I guess the first piece of news, which is brand new news, is Eric Holder has been found guilty of the murder of Nipsey Hussle. But with that being said, let's make sure we see what those consequences are on the other side of the game. So that is one step out of the way, but by no means, is that done yet until we know what the final word is. But with that being said, I guess we'll deal with the first piece of news, which is out of Georgia, the Georgia Guidestones. Looks like somebody has blown them up, and they went and finished demolishing them, I guess, earlier today. So, what's happening here? So there's video, because y'all know what the Georgia Guidestones previously looked like. This is the aftermath. They said there was a suspicious car that was by it. It mysteriously popped up in '79, and now it's mysteriously gone. Kind of interesting though, because a lot of people have had suspected, conspiracy theories, New World Order theories, population reduction, ethnocide, and I mean, in so many, it's put in very, very crafty words, but the end all result is severing off groups of people from the earth. So that is the grand scheme of that play. Rob All Banks, I see you in the house. Film animation art, welcome. right? So yeah, that's that's really crazy. So I guess they're not there anymore. I don't know what they're going to do at that location or spot because as it popped up, they just left it there. But now they've figured out they would demolish it. Ah, having connection issues. I've been hearing about all these storms all over the place. Are some of y'all experiencing some of these storms that's going on out here? Because I know my moderator Nikki. I know she's a lot of people out there in that Midwest range uh, had been catching it. I guess all the way from the south, all the way. I think that's running all the way from the south up through the Midwest, and that's like hitting like multiple states. Tanya Zion. So yeah, all of y'all be out there and you said you're praying for a storm. You said it's storming and hot here in GA. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So yeah, man, if y'all in the in these tornado areas and man, just get prepared. Be ready to be without power if need be, because it looks like that's what's happening in a lot of cases. So stock up, get them candles. You understand? You should already be stocked up, needless to say, but if you are behind the eight ball, go ahead and get it cracking now. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay, so let's see. What? Oh man, so not sure if y'all have heard. Well, I'm sure y'all have because now it's a big old deal about Macy Gray. Everybody has they're up in arms about what she said, which she basically reiterated the J.K. Rowling's point when they flipped out on her too. Um, and it's interesting that right now a woman, especially a black woman, can't claim her own identity. And that's starting to get very interesting. Like I already did a show about that, about that replacement. You know what I'm saying? Black Alpha Network, B1 salute, my brother. Black first, black first. Y'all go subscribe to that brother as well. Lady F B1, black first. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, like I was saying with the whole Macy Gray thing, they're now trying to kind of throw this out there and make more of it than what it really is. And again, like I said, she's a natural born woman. I believe she might be a mother. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, she how she was born and raised and what she lived as a woman for her entire existence. Um, yeah, these people are real upset at her. But again, Brittany Griner is still sitting over there in a Russian prison. So this is a smokescreen to say, hey, we really can't really go too hard in the paint because we're not lifting the finger to get this sister out at all. And they don't even know how to implement themselves for their own issue without still involving black people, especially black men. If this was LeBron, huh? It was LeBron. Why didn't you say Tom Brady? Why LeBron? and then separate LeBron from blackness further on in the statement. Well, I'll tell you, these are the people who you have befriended over the decades. Women's and getting on with all the women, and these women are secretly plotting. Like, if you still consider yourself to be a black feminist at this point in the game, you are so far behind the eight ball. But nonetheless, let's hear what Macy had to say, the guys. has everybody upset.
And everybody's going to hate me. But as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact.
And people are upset at that. DSB, peace, shalom, brother. SMD, SMD, or sister. I'm not sure what I'm, who I'm addressing, but peace be unto you. Yeah. So they're upset about that, which it's like, are you kidding? Well, fake upset. But it's like they don't consult. And these people who they send out here, why don't they consult the people that actually have more of a pulse of our community? They go get the Billy Porters and these other random people like they did with the whole Netflix thing, people that no one knows. And then there's people of like that community that are absolutely still representing black issues from a black perspective, even as being part of that community. And with that being said, Flame Monroe chimed in on this, and of course, being black and gay or black and trans and standing up for black, and you might as well be transphobic or homophobic yourself while still being part of that community. Look at how they did Marcel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is comedian Flame Monroe. I am a transgender woman or person, however you describe it, and this message is directly for Macy Gray. Macy Gray, I want to tell you out the words of my mouth from my portion of the LGBTQIA plus community that I wholeheartedly support you and thank you for seeing the real world for what it is. I do not believe that you are transphobic or homophobic or any other kind of phobic. I believe that you know science and biology, because here are the three things. Gender is a fact, identity is how you feel, and sexuality is your desire. And you are absolutely right, because until you have the heart and mind of a woman, I don't believe that you could ever possibly be a biological woman. Trans women are trans women. Trans men are trans men. Women are women and men are men. It is as simple as that. There shouldn't be any argument about this, because here
There it is. New tour coming, Brains and Flames. Man, Tia to you, I see you. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I think that's a major key too, because if you look at how things have happened in the past, when other groups have decided or elected to try to attack black folks, other black folks of these same areas and groups remain silent. So I'm glad that he did that, because I mean, for all I know, when I have heard in the wind, I don't know, I can't confirm that or deny, but that Macy Gray herself is part of that community. So isn't this all in house? So it just kind of makes it interesting that you're going to try to center her in a situation when you guys aren't even going over here to get this other woman out. So you're going to go after two lesbians, two black lesbians. Just making sure my count is correct. Okay, all right. Boy, the twisted logic of these people. And I mean white supremacists. So, moving on. Of course, you understand it is long been the pull-up era. And people are pulling up on Carolyn Bryant. And there's a growing movement to get this woman out the paint and to get her to confess. And there's some attorneys, I guess, now getting involved, the family, and they people out there, kind of forming out there around her residence. And sometimes, dark skinned brother. Okay, what's going on, bro? Okay, got you. So as I think, like my last broadcast, Independence Day or not, and I had Carolyn Bryant there because she's still getting a chance to enjoy her independence. Although the whole civil rights movement, which is now looked at as a historical thing, because of course that precedes probably most of us here, our remembrance or even existence. Um, and it's that event that now all of a sudden, you're finding warrants that she's possibly, I guess she would have been suspected of kidnapping him. And I would imagine, well, who would finger her? So wouldn't that be her? And so, that just seems to, like, well, how is that not a viable, with no statute of limitations? She's never been charged because there's no statute of limitations of murder. She's never been charged. So there's no double jeopardy. Man, we just can't. Yeah, okay. Oh, and Kid Gravity, well, thank you for reminding me. Out here in Tioga Borough, Pennsylvania, they have hired the the child murdering policeman of Tamir Rice. They have hired him as a police officer again in Pittsburgh, while at the same time just now firing one of these other racist cops that got caught saying racial slurs over the radio. Just got him fired. So you fired one racist to hire another. Good going, Pennsylvania. You guys are doing great. And I mean, considering how you guys feel that you adopted our former police chief, double win, dude. Oh, man. Put a black face on a white agenda, man. Like I said, what did I say about that? The pretty studs? The pretty stud police chief women? Keep an eye out. See, what tore it up for Key Chance Sue is like when she came in the game, her voice was janky. So everybody was listening to her like, whoa, what's up with that? She had like laryngitis or something. Her voice was just coming back. And she was like, yeah, man, But she, in that interview, for those of y'all who have been with me long enough here, you might remember when I introduced you to who Key Chance Sewell, or whatever how you pronounce her name, is. And I told you then, New York, you guys need to be concerned. As soon as I seen Eric Adams, and then when I seen who his pick was, it's like, it's between this woman and Danielle Outlaw. Y'all got stop and frisk headed your way. Only reason they brought Danielle Outlaw out here was to put a black face on a white killer. Shooting black folks with toy guns. Oh, well, I guess that also is once again fitting. Co-figure. Boy, my, how things go full circle. Now she's the commissioner out there. Wow. Well, move right on along. Like I said, Carolyn Bryant. This wicked demon woman, and I don't know why people would be in this mind state to say, well, she's just too old. Didn't they? I'm trying to remember the dude that killed Medgar Evers. Did they actually convict him, or did they convict him after death? I'm trying to remember. For some reason, I want to say they convicted that dude after death. Does anybody remember the murder of Medgar Evers? Because that's in my lifetime. Like, I remember it. don't. I can't really. For some reason, I think that man was already dead. Oh, but they could run up. See, they could run up on a 101-year-old Nazi, and we should be able to do the same thing to Carolyn Bryant. Absolutely, because at the end of the day, the Nazis learned their game from who? See, America, this society, which we're gonna get there when we get down the line here, but this society has absolutely borne the problems that are festering. And do you understand what they are still talking about right now? They are still talking about some kind of mental illness. See, and I want y'all to peep this out, black folks. When stuff like this goes on in the white community, they don't go on the rampage of blaming each other. Matter of fact, that's something you never hear. You'll never hear, well, white women, it's the white women's fault. It's the white man's fault. It's the white man. The white man is just raising his children wrong. And no, 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 no. Everybody gets on code and it's instant deflection time. Well, tonight's gonna be one of them nights where it's gonna end up to be pretty hard to deflect. However, you know, you know how we do here. At the same time, though, let's holler at old Carolian.
Carolyn Bryant Daniel. Okay, she's an old white lady. All right, come on, y'all. We in the neighborhood and we got some papers to serve and we got some people to see. Come on.
Okay, he got convicted in 1994. Okay, thank you.
Donham to live in her truth. If she's done this to Emmett Till, if she knows she has done this, she needs to speak up. Though she has dementia, that has nothing to do with her well-being when she was in her 20s. It has nothing to do with it. She needs to rise up, whether she's here, wherever she is. She needs to go to Raleigh Police Department and turn herself in on the charges of kidnapping. If you kidnap Emmett Till, Carolyn Dunham, you deserve to be arrested and tried as a kidnapper, as a murderer. If you've done it, you need to speak in your truth, even if you have been.
But wait, there's a little more.
Come on out. Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! It's time for you to answer. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
Carolyn Bryant might just go out of this world hearing the sounds in inconsistent yelling and screaming of angry, awful Negroes. Why don't they just leave me alone? I'm old. He said, I don't care if you do got dementia. Oh, man. And you know what? No one should feel bad for her at all. At all. All of these years. All of these years and that blood on your hands like that. Not only that, all of the damage and the harm caused by the aftermath. And that goes on multiple parties. You know, so for all intents and purposes, the government should want her arrested. I mean, because there was police that got murdered behind this. 4 little girls bombed at the church. Businesses burned to the ground. But no, it's all good. You know, she can just sit over there and just chill. Okay. That tells me something about America. And I hope it tells you the very same thing. See, from Carolyn Bryant to Robert Cromie, that's just grandma. Ethan Crumley, Kyle Rittenhouse, Nicholas Cruz. The list goes on and on and on. And I'm sure there's more because all of these people are Roman McClay readers as well because they all subscribe to the same replacement theory. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, the correlation of all of that is the phrase or word awake or the awakening. All of this has everything to do with the same thing. This, like I was telling y'all, this. Not to mention, y'all see the design that Roman McClay dude, or not Roman McClay, but the Robert Cromie. Boy, these names are starting to sound alike, ain't they? What's that about? So this dude, which was all over the place, but most definitely he subscribed to uh, kind of the Nazi philosophy. Now, if you remember about the Buffalo shooter as well, the Buffalo shooter did not identify as right nor left either. See, a lot of people are trying to make this a right or left thing. Well, all you need to know is see what's on his shirt right there. You see that little frog right there at the top. That tell you what time it is. That tell you what time it is right there. What I thought I already had this up. So a lot of people are trying to get away from that, but I mean, it's like at the end of the day, this dude is naming himself as kind of an annexed rapper off of a Nazi-loving white supremacist rock group. Well, not just rock group, but they're a whole group. They into Satanism and some more stuff. Like this is straight up Nazism, and it's amazing that I'm a okay. Well, no, I'm not amazed. Let me put it that way. I am not amazed that they're not talking about it in the media because, truth be told, this is just how they get down. But let me get these pictures in here because I need y'all to see something. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Let me. Okay. Look at this because the sign was the Simon Sisu, however the hell you pronounce it. But understand, extraordinary determination, courage, was resistance. I got to raise, blow that up a little bit. Resistlessness in the face of extreme adversity. Okay, resolute, huh? Resoluteness. So these people are going into the realm of straight extremism, courage and resoluteness in the face of extreme adversity. Well, and see that's kind of interesting because none of these people ever go to like the hood. They're at a grocery store. They're not at the hood. You did. Tia2 said the Buffalo shooter had a Hispanic friend and a black girlfriend, and he went over to his house. Oh, that's right. Firstly, stash of ammo. In the words of Beatzilla PDX official, that tells you all you need to know. Absolutely. Number two, an action mindset which enables individuals to reach beyond their present limitations. Take action against all odds and transform barriers into frontiers. Capricorn is welcome, welcome. I see you. Number three, an integral element of Finnish culture and also a universal capacity, which we all share. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called global white supremacy. Now, look at the symbol. What do you see? I think a lot of people miss this about this particular symbol because it's usually not circle. But I wanted to use this version of it because this is circle. What you are now witnessing is the end goal of it. That's why the other one he was using has no circle. He hasn't completed anything yet. Now, here's another thing. Desmond Works, I see you in the house. What do you see going? And I just need you to look at the connection here. It's, do you see the fours? The fours are all at different angles, east, west, south, and whatnot. Okay? So look at the four on that left. Look at the four going the opposite way. Looking at the four going upside down, and then also the other four going upside down the other way. But they're also switched on their sides. So if you're understanding what you're seeing, that represents a circle of 88. 88. Anybody know what 88 means to white supremacists? 88 means that Reich. You understand? That's that Reich right there. So this is straight up Nazism. I mean, there is no way around it. That's right there is the SS symbol on the side. It's literally what it's representing. And then the circle is representing the what would I ask? Do I have that over here? Ah, yeah, I do. Yeah. It represents that circle. Life, liberty, victory. And then there's a little weapon right here in the middle. I mean, and you'll also notice in some of his drawings the same symbols. If you look over there on the right, you'll see those same four symbols without the circle. Same thing that's on his shirt. That is absolutely Nazi paraphernalia. And I know these people know this because just in doing a little bit of digging, look at what I came across. An article from 2019. Neo-Nazi used Discord chats to promote New Zealand copycat shootings. Does that sound familiar? Tia to you. Tia to you. That's exactly what that symbol means. Now, and okay, from what Tia to you just said in the chat to what you see on the screen, are y'all putting this together? You see it? So I mean, I just need y'all to understand that this is not nothing that they were not aware of. They were absolutely aware of this. But see, what they want to do is now put this on mental illness. This ain't mental illness. This is calculated. That is a calculated situation. You're drawing up what he's literally dressed like that in his little tactical gear. Now, what's the difference between him, the Uvalde shooter, the Ethan Crumley? Well, one thing they all have in common is they were all Satanists, and they were all kind of subscribing to certain kind of ideologies, which is neither left nor far right. Some kind of neo-centrist, anarchist type of vibe is where they're coming from. Because they are all about whiteness, not about government. Does that make sense to y'all? And I think, from some of these, like Professor Black Truth and Tariq Nasheed have done some pieces on this crummy cat and the stories behind it. And again, these are the same people that we have been telling y'all about. Now they'll keep acting like, oh no, there's not anybody else entitled to. Absolutely, there is. And at this point, if this is 2019, how are we gonna say this? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's going, oh yeah, mental illness. No, white supremacy. The evil demonic over dependency upon evil white supremacy. I mean, come on, man. But let's just not focus on this because we have to look at government sanctioned white supremacy. And what we are looking at with the government refusing to give black people an anti-hate crime bill, they will not even, I mean, we just now got a lynching bill. Now, in the process of getting an anti-lynching bill, you now find this paperwork up on Carolyn Bryant, and no one is looking to pursue this now. Then it was all for show. Then everybody should see it that. Oh boy. Look at just the difference between these two people on the screen. And they were upset at Colin Kaepernick for kneeling. Y'all shot this man 60 damn times. And I got to say, I seen on Bishop Swan's page the unedited version of this execution, because that's absolutely what it was. They shot this dude so many times. He rolled over. It's like, okay, once you know you have him on the ground with about the first, I guess, 18 to 20 shots, what was the point of the other 50? I mean, that was ridiculous. I'm looking at like, wow, you literally shot him so much you rolled him over. And then to hear their police chief come out talking about, well, I'm sure it'll be coming out as justified. You got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding. It's going to come out as justified. If you start justifying things like that in public, not that your credibility amongst the world is any good right now anyway, because there's another thing that they're not telling you. In the midst of Biden screwing over our economy, China, Africa, and Russia are teaming up to come up with their currency. If y'all remember, Muammar Gaddafi was actually going in this direction back in the day, but he didn't have the protection. Looks like Africa's choosing up. Boy, hey, Uncle Sam, boy, they starting to squeeze you, kid. See, I don't know if you guys pay attention to the international affairs of all of these other wolves in the pen that are just licking their chops, smelling blood over here, like a bunch of fresh steaks from state to state. Just can't wait to sink their teeth on the inside of the deep productions. What's going on, my brother? Dominique Devereaux. I don't even think these devils ever. Well, one can stay wish curly girl. I see you. Absolutely disgusting. Shawana S. I see it. It is absolutely a shame. I watched that and it's like, dang, this is ridiculous. I don't even understand how anybody is going to turn around and start telling black folks, especially black leaders, that, hey, man, this is okay. Speaking of black leaders, so the Congressional Black Caucus finally came out of their pie holes to say something. And they released a statement today, just today. And I'm talking about, this is after, for days, people have been getting it, all of the Congressional Black Caucus online. And they just refuse to say anything. Well, before I go any further, you know what? Family, I'm going to need you to read some subtitles for a minute. I want you to read some subtitles because this dude is speaking in a foreign language. But what he's saying, and again, remember, oh man, these people are having issues. I mean, Babylon is truly imploding. So with that being said, I see Lawrence Lilly. Lawrence Lilly, absolutely. What's going on? Tasha Peters, good evening. Good evening. All right. All right. So, Rayvon Johnson, I see it. We have international supposed allies of America that aren't really feeling their plan because again, everybody is hurting because America is so involved in protecting their interests in Ukraine because they have 3 biolabs over there that they don't want to ever seem to claim. But again, when they put those installations next to the border, that's why Russia has went to war. Now they'll tell you all kind of crap about this in America, but please don't believe it because America is when you put weapons next to someone's border when you don't even belong on that continent. I don't know where they do that at, but that's a declaration of some sort. I don't know where, I mean, just in the street sense, who could do that? These cats gonna get you up out their neighborhood real quick. What you talking about? Oh, I'm just gonna post up around the corner from these dudes. I mean, I know this they hood and all, but I mean, I ain't even really in their hood. I'm just 2 blocks over. Shoot. Where they do that? No, that means war. So with that being said, check out America's Friends. Okay, y'all ready? So this is the subtitles. He is speaking in, I think, Polish. So check this out.
Poštovane kolege, poštovani građani. Cijene energenata rijetko kada i gotovo nikada ne odgovaraju njihovoj proizvodnoj cijeni i cijeni njihove distribucije. One najviše ovise o geopolitici i započetim ratovima. Mi smo imali gotovo iste cijene benzina i dizela kada je nafta bila $120 po barelu i kada je bila $40 po barelu. Ratovi donose enormnu zaradu nekoj od grupacija u naftnoj industriji. To se dogodilo i sada. Kao što lažne i istinite pandemije donose ogroman profit farmaceutskoj industriji, tako i ratovi donose ogroman profit energetskoj industriji. Tako će biti danas i tako će biti zauvijek, jer ratovi se non stop stvaraju i non stop izmišljaju. Hvala.
I hope y'all caught that, especially towards the end. I hope y'all caught that. I was like, damn, I wish I could speak that, but I mean, y'all could read the subtitles. Private Bentley, Aboriginal woman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see y'all in the house. Yeah, True the Queen. I mean, looks like things are starting to change around the world, aren't they? What do we always say people understand? Blood and finance. What happens when these other allies lose too much blood and too much finance? What then? TNT said gas is gonna stay high. And food. But did you catch the part at the end where he's saying about how the wars are invented and even pandemics, false or true? The fact that he mentioned false first says enough. Then goes on to say that the wars are invented for profit. So, all right. And this is what's going on out here. Meanwhile, here in America, to get black folks' attention, we have the most outlandish patterns of behavior thrown at us as if we are some kind of, half-witted gutter child that we just can't understand anything past the fact of like Cardi B giggling and laughing. So you put her up there with the presidential candidate to get us to get involved in politics. With that being said, you see this Tara Marks or whatever doing her doing her rashy ass twerk. To the queen. Fake pandemics and wars mess up people's lives. So yes, she had the rashy struggle twerk, and tried to go ahead and co-sign. Man, I just twerking upside down. Just stop. That's just classless and ratchy and tacky. And you're a whole political candidate. Who voted for that? Anyway, with that being said, just when you thought the effery stopped there, there's more.
Democrats like to say that no one needs an AR-15 for self-defense, that no one could possibly need all 30 rounds. But when this rifle is the only thing standing between your family and a dozen angry Democrats in Klan hoods, you just might need that semi-automatic and all 30 rounds.
I can't stand when people try to trivialize the like the Klan, and interesting timing that's their pitch. Oh man, some Democrats in sheets. Hey man, I'm not sure what political affiliation you are, man, with the Klan sheet on and everything. Are you a Democrat? You must be a Democrat. You must have voted for Joe Biden. Oh, and speaking of voting for Joe Biden, I'll tell you what. FYI, I still have not got a chance to update White Women Wipe Out Wednesday, so we are still rolling with the same one. However, since I couldn't get the new one ready for today's broadcast, you did luck out and get a bonus. And this is just a short, it's less than 2 minutes. It's a little short bonus that has been thrown together over here at the Beatzilla PDX official show. Enjoy.
Sure. In terms of the discussions that the President, Johannes, and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like. But we are, again, fully aware and apprised, because we are in constant communication with the President, with his administration here, about the concerns that they have about the entire region and, frankly, the vulnerability. All you have to do is look at the map. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
Is there anything else you can do to help bring down the cost of gas?
Well, first of all, let's just say that this is a very real issue, and we have to do something about it, and it's one of our highest priorities as an administration.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was fair to beat. Yes, indeed. That was saying words while saying nothing. At least I can't stand that shit. Man, that's why I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and put this reel together because there is a growing contingency out here that is that they are trying to get ready for the Kamala push. They call it themselves the K Hive. So yeah, be mindful of that, because yeah, they're out there. So with that being said, looking at this cornball with the doggone Klan ad. What's he gonna do about these Patriot Front fellows? You got a lot of these guys hanging around, the Patriot Front people, and we had a little like protest here, my city. What's so funny about it? Now they've been out here protesting about Roe v. Wade all these weeks, right? All of a sudden, but it was supposedly over Jaylen Walker. Y'all been out here about killing babies for like the last month. And then all of a sudden now you guys are out there throwing bricks through buildings for Jaylen Walker. Like, stop it. Y'all see how fast they try to throw black folks out there? Like, oh, no, it's them. You cut it out. So, speaking of that, talking about keeping it real, let me show y'all something here. This is something like I said that happened here. Now, we over here asking for a whole anti-black hate crime bill, and we can't get nothing. They get the Rahami Bey. I see it. What's going on, brother? They have the whole anti-Asian hate crime bill. We can't get nothing. But some Asians just recently found out that Asian hate crime bill is really only targeted at specific people, mainly not white people. So with that being said, there was an incident that happened here, and this dude thought that this Asian man was Japanese and went and attacked him and his 5-year-old child, hitting her on her helmet. And guess what? They let him out the same day.
On this weekend, but the man accused of attacking a father and his 5-year-old daughter was released just hours after being arrested. Why? Well, today he appeared in court. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Elizabeth Din. Let's get to our Brandon Thompson live on the Esplanade tonight, getting answers about why the suspect was released before his day in court. A lot of people find this very frustrating, Brandon.
The victim himself said it was unacceptable that the suspect was released in court today. The reason for that release comes from a new Oregon law that went into effect just days ago. But during court today, the district attorney's office also requested for that suspect to be brought back into custody. The suspect is Dylan Kesterson, and during court today, he pleaded not guilty to 7 charges, including assault and bias crimes. The Oregon Judicial Department says effective July 1st, someone accused of bias crimes can be released before arraignment if they do not have have any prior convictions of assault. Kesterson does not have any prior convictions. Meanwhile, threats against Asian Americans has risen in Oregon. The state's Justice Department reports a 53% increase of bias crimes in general and doubling of online threats against Asian American and Pacific Islanders.
It just creates more fear in a time when we're trying to bring people back to the city. It has the opposite effect. And I think the fact that these folks were from outside the city visiting is going to add to the perception that Portland is kind of this lawless place where people are just randomly targeted.
Travel Oregon responded to that statement saying they're devastated by the news of this assault and, quote, the safety of our visitors remains a top priority, and we support our local partners as they continue to explore and implement viable solutions for citywide safety. The victim says he feared for his life during this attack. Hear it in his own words tonight at 6. Reporting live in Southeast Portland, Brandon Thompson, KOIN 6 News.
And as a update on this particular story, because I believe this is from yesterday or the day before, so the Dylan Kesterson, there's a warrant out for his arrest now because he actually skipped court. So there's that. I mean, so yeah, where is AAPI? No big rally, no. You didn't see that going on out here in the news now, did you? Nope. Just see how small that. See, the only thing that ever matters is if you can be used against black people. That's the only time you will ever be a relevant group in this world. If they can use you to harm us, then it's going to be all good. But let you be in the midst against one of them. You have a federal hate crime law. And they told you as soon as that went in effect, all of these unreported crimes that these white boys always have, as we see it with all these mass shooters, that, shoot, you can just let him out anytime you want to. So, because that's the whole point of sleeper cells. I mean, of the spontaneous lone wolves. Because you'll have these instances where he could just feel free to go jump on him. I don't know what his problem with Japanese people was, but he ran over there and jumped on them. Oh, yeah, by the way, they do not have his picture all over the place, neither. He's on the run with a warrant for his arrest for a violent attack on a child, but yeah. Boy, that white privilege is a beast, ain't it? What white privilege? I mean, shoot, I've had it hard in my life. I had to work hard and blah, blah, blah. When you sit over here and attack some visitors and one of them is a 5-year-old child and you're over here clobbering the child in the helmet, how is that not an anti-Asian assault? And we over here seeing the pink shirt, red shirt bandit crew. They're always wanted. There's always one of them popping up in it. Hey, have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy? Right here on the Manhattan train, right here in San Francisco, right back here in Manhattan, right back here in San Francisco. Never fails. Where's the pink shirt? Where's the red one? Oh, okay, got the hoodie, got it. It's to the point where they just don't even try anymore. Like, you know what? These Negroes still gonna vote Democrat. I mean, hell, we shot a 12-year-old with a black president. You guys still voted for Democrats. Oh, you got relatives currently sitting in prison for nonviolent drug offenses. But hey, man, this is so much better than Trump. Yeah, I mean, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. Let's see. Well, other people have sons, and thanks to you, Parents now have to deal with stuff like this. Now, I ain't saying nothing is wrong with a person's lifestyle choice, but that's what we doing now on the Boy Scouts. Oh, there we go. Hey, kids. Woohoo! Just get naked in front of the kids. What the hell are you promoting, man? But if we say something, I'm hating. Yeah, man. How does this make sense? And you know, I saw another video from after one of these parades where people were going off on folks for being naked in front of children. They were like, "It's about expression." No, it's about indecency. You do not need to be exposing your body parts in no kind of way in front of children. That's weird. So when you're doing that and then you're pushing that, then people might start having a little bit of pushback because guess what? While you do not procreate and you don't have children, you're pushing your ideas on someone who does. And truth be told, I gotta go with more of the Flame Monroe line of thinking because that's logical. That makes sense to me. Now, if somebody came to me and made some kind of argument that was way off base, which they mostly do. See, Flame Monroe is saying here, this is the truth. This is just basic truth. Now, I'm going to live over here in my lane. I got it. No problem. That because guess what's not happening here? Nothing's being infringed upon. All this other stuff that comes from that other group because see they still keep the same invasive supremacist nature in every freaking thing they do because that's what a supremacist does. So just because they haven't demonstrated overt masculine toxicity and blah blah blah, well, there is still masculine feminine toxicity too, cowardly toxicity, but there's not really toxic masculinity. What has been toxic is the treatment of one over the other when no other group is doing that. That is a tool of your own destruction. When black men don't be listening to black women, you too busy listening to white women. And we don't listen to neither. See, I say other common misconception that there's some kind of camaraderie. No, we're number one target of the man and the woman over there. Now, you can be a tool, and they'll be friendly to a tool. They will use a tool. That's why they are friendly to you. You see how they're doing the Asians right now when it doesn't benefit whiteness? Yeah, AAIP went right out the damn window. There's a whole federal hate crime bill with a legitimate hate crime here from a visitor. Yeah, well, it's the new law. I mean, so why would you pass a law specifically about a biased crime suspect to be just immediately released? Like, what about that part? Why is there a law that just came into effect? So this is a new law. If you, and of course, biased crimes, I mean, of course, we're the ones Because if you know the numbers in this state, we are the highest victims, of course, because, they like soft targets, and some of these Negroes be out here in these out of bounds areas slipping like a mug and get caught up. Or you get shot like this last police execution that has recently happened here that they're trying to bury. You know, we have to stay mindful of the tricks. Who created the law, right? That's when I see up here. I'm telling like all them little LGBTQ people that's out there. I'm right here in Portland, Oregon, baby. So you can miss me with all of it. Oh, with this and that. No, I can tell you all about the white supremacists and that. Because we had the first openly gay mayor. How did gentrification in my neighborhood happen? Oh yeah, they rainbow flagged the niggas all the way out. Miss me. Miss me. I seen a bunch of people coming here, and then guess what y'all turned around and did? You jumped on the Democratic plantation line about pushing immigration while using black folks. See, for a long time, I wouldn't really get involved with much here because that whole Jesse Jackson scene, I ain't feeling it. It's like, man, where the real people at? I'm not down with no marching and all of that. That don't make no sense. So, I mean, me and, one of my activist friends, she was telling me, talking about people. I said, for me at this moment, I only want to involve myself with things that concern us. Because I noticed there were hangers on around her that were all looking to boost their own cause, which of course had nothing to do with our community. Needless to say, one of them, like that dirtbag, Maria Garcia, who went and set up under black folks' faces for years. It's just like black people. You see, the Mexicans and immigrants are treated just like blacks. And as soon as there was a proposed bill with a dollar amount attached to it called reparations, she went to all the white business owners' unions, and they filed a lawsuit suing the state, saying that reparations was not constitutional, and settled with them while our bill still sits. Thanks, Maria Garcia. Shout out to the Black and Brown Coalition. So yeah, I know a lot of people probably are not aware of what has happened out here, but yeah, that's one of those things. So I mean, seeing how people ain't cool. And so with that being said, let me play this again, going back to, because I want to make sure that we are tying in, because they are trying to make such a, well, it's this. And I'm already hearing, man, it's the internet and, man, all of these mass shootings, mental illness. Well, if so many white people are having so many mental troubles, then that is a bad sign of power and leadership, isn't it? Well, we definitely shouldn't need to be looking for no 80-something-year-old white man for president now, right? Because, I mean, if you have 18-year-olds, I mean, how much sadistic would an 80-something-year-old president be? Thanks for making that one easy. See, you guys is going to implode just trying to protect white supremacy. White supremacy is not taught on the internet. It's not taught on TV. It's not taught in video games. It's nurtured just like a mother nurtures her young from home. But we don't want to talk about that part. Let's blame it on everything else. Well, let's not. Let's start blaming them people. Let's start looking at the situation realistically now, shall we? These people are your doctors, your nurses, your employers, the people to whom you need to get loans for. We've seen how our community has have been done. Anybody at this moment that is not about our change of empowerment from this wicked system of oppression that we have been absolutely decimated by is an enemy and should be treated like such. Because here's another problem we're having. The good thing about all the inner beefs and even outer beefs that have happened on Twitter between different groups and whatnot, different individuals. You know what's good about that? For the first time in a long time, regardless of how bad the conflict actually looked or sounded, it's still being resolved with communication. So, there's always been, I'm always leery about people who, man, me doing all that, man, we just stop trying to police other niggas, man. Let people work out the things they need to work out for themselves, because at the end of the day, I may not get down with this group. I may not get down with that group. But the one thing that they are useful for is showing the world that regardless of whatever philosophies all of them have, that there are black folks that can come together on one accord for whatever reason. Now, you might be able to make something a little more argumentative than others, but that doesn't really mean that that's a total waste. I don't see it that way, because I look at it as, again, even if you're coming together to discuss what kind of sandwich you're going to make today, at least it is the visual effect of black folks congregating consistently with somewhat one mind and at hand. So, I look at it like that. Everything has its place. But with that being said, we got to get away from making excuses and letting excuses be made to us for just being absolutely ignored. And no. Let me correct that. We haven't been ignored. We've absolutely been targeted. Our pleas and our cries for relief and help have been ignored. And then finally today we have the Congressional Black Caucus that finally came out and said, oh man, it's our deepest sympathies a few days later after y'all been getting all on our heads and tops about not saying nothing about this. You got dead black bodies. But Roe v. Wade is important. Execution from somebody who will never know why he ran. But for those of us who have eyes and sense, can say possibly he thought that they were trying to kill him. What would have ever given him that idea? Oh, the fact that they overkilled it while he was already on the ground and clearly perforated with no weapon in sight, still shooting, because they had lights on him too, so he wasn't in the dark. So if we're not ever going to get tired of this, then there's nothing that can be changed. But from Emmett Till to now, I'm going to need anybody. See, do y'all still have family members that think you can appease, or because remember what I played here from the one dude where, you just got to keep trying, maybe you get through to it. That is not what our life is supposed to be. We have had way too many people selling us a bill of goods. They have sold us, like some of us have grown up with the generation of absolute just duck your head and just smile and say, here's this man, no sir. Be good with it. And we're trapped between that and then the people who actually, we're gonna have a little different response. You did. And they look at us like troublemakers. Because if y'all remember in Afro Elite Space, if y'all was in there, when that sister came in there and she's further went into Jason and I believe Tariq. I just didn't want to make no trouble. Well, hold on now. That almost sounds like some John Lewis talk. Because see, not making trouble does not say, well, man, you ain't gonna get nothing from him. Here's another thing. We hear an awful lot from black folks. Start begging white folks for reparations. It's not a beg. You're talking about all of these legal things done to one group to oppress that one group while you're watching millions and trillions go out the window for a group that absolutely harbors the same kind of Nazis. They'll hate you now. And nothing dawns on. Man, shoot, man, you sound like you finna hop on that mega train. At this point, I would advise hold your vote or vote for anything other than Joe Biden. I just played you Kamala Harris. She can't even answer you about nothing. And if you understand what's going on right now, this is a bunch of blaming going on. Now, here's a part stimulus. See, everybody got stimulus checks. Like my state just recently did a stimulus. Joe Biden can't muster up how to put some. There's a whole crisis going on right now, and it doesn't dawn on this man. He told y'all he's gonna give y'all some gas. Well, I'm gonna give you some gas tax. Not like you'll see it, but we'll get some gas. Okay, well that didn't happen. The gas holiday, so that didn't happen. He just brought it up and then didn't do it. What next? Let's see. Oh well, I guess we'll be getting back to the senseless gun conversation. Since guns kill people, not people killing people. You know what I mean? But that's what they want us to talk about. They want us to say that we have to do something about these guns. Now, all these guns out here that they're getting legally. Let's talk about this extremism that they're raised with. Oh man, my son was so. Okay, so what does this say about white parenting? You're so detached from your child that you don't know what he's into, but you co-signed him to get his gun. That sound right to y'all? I don't think so. Yeah, let me see what I got here. Hold on. Oh, and I gotta show you the actual KKK. Patriot Front. Where is that? These people here. Damn it, I don't. Okay, bear with me, folks. In the meantime, though. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here's another. So again, we're noticing the familiar sentiment where he was known by law enforcement already. Then why is this like blowing up like this now? Like you guys knew he was an issue. He threatened himself and others before. He's doing these violent things or showing violent pictures on his videos. Now, if you guys keep listening to these reports on this guy, They keep trying to call him a prolific rapper. It's like, no, he was not a prolific rapper. He's putting all kind of extras on. That was like the woman, the 45-year-old heiress that had got hemmed up for sex with the teenager. The gorgeous, the glamorous heiress, the gorgeous heiress. Like, she had sex with a teenager. But anyway. So check this out. This is the report on them having already been aware of dude, and not to mention the father actually helped. He sponsored the son to get his gun legally. So there's that.
Yeah, we want to get more into that. And investigative reporter Ben Bradley is joining us with more on what he uncovered. Ben?
Ray and Lourdes, we found too many warning signs to count. His posts contain violence and vengeance, along with the logo of a far-right overseas group. We share these images not to glorify the suspect, but to show you what police have uncovered that's informing their investigation.
Bobby Crimo was a prolific poster online where he apparently went by the name Awake the Rapper. His videos foretell his alleged violent acts. In one, he appears to dramatize his school shooting.
I know what I have to do. I know what's in it, not only for me, but for everyone else. Where am I going? I don't know. I don't care. There is no past or future, just the now.
In another video, Crimo.
But nobody was aware of this. They're watching, so he's posting his music, but nobody is. This doesn't ring no problems to anyone. Okay.
Appears to animate his own demise in a confrontation with police. All of this informing the operation to arrest him. Police chasing leads across the northern suburbs, with Skycam 9 spotting this heavily armed armada of sheriff's deputies at Lutheran General Hospital earlier.
This is a terribly difficult day and the bloodiest that we've experienced in Highland Park.
Highland Park's Mayor Nancy Rodering also confirming to WGN Investigates she has a connection to the suspect. She said his father unsuccessfully ran against her for mayor in 2019. Investigators have only just begun to piece together the motive and method of this murderous rampage. Police say the 22-year-old suspect was known to law enforcement, but one question that will be asked in the days to come: were they aware of the violent videos that have been online for many months?
Sources say there were concerns about Bobby Crimo's mental health going back to at least middle school, where he was said to have struggled and was described as a reclusive student. I'm told when the district offered him resources and help, it was declined, and his family opted to homeschool him instead. Lourdes and Ray, a lot of warning signs, and it's obviously easy to look back in hindsight, but these social media pages, these websites that he uploaded these to, had a lot of views. So the question is going to be, did anyone inform law enforcement, and if so, what was done about it?
Okay, in the meantime, he used a weapon to carry out this attack. Do we know much more about how he got it, and what type of weapon are we talking about?
Yeah, police have only described it as a high-powered rifle. It was left behind at the parade grounds there. The ATF is involved in tracing it. That can be kind of a laborious task. They'll go back, they'll find out the chain of ownership and how it got into his hands, and certainly whether or not he was legally allowed to own it.
Okay. We'll be looking for those answers. Ben, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ben.
So, and like I said, further news has came out that his father had actually sponsored his weapon. So then also he has I don't get it. He pled not guilty, but he told police that he had drove to was it Wisconsin or something like that, or Maine or something like that, because he was going to shoot up another protest or shoot up another march. I guess he decided against that, probably because all of those other events were actually closed. So maybe that's probably what happened, because I do know, I think the neighboring, what's the neighbor? So I think Wisconsin, I think one of the places in Wisconsin was closing, shutting their thing down, and I think Minnesota was shutting their parade down. So there was, in that Midwest range, I guess, they were looking at, he was looking at maybe doing some more shooting, because he had a whole nother rifle. So he left the one rifle, but he still was ready for a whole nother full blown shooting, which, well, shall we say ambush, because this is not just a shooting, this is a mass murder. And, they're trying to get away from calling it that, but that's what it is. Meantime, like I said, with the whole Carolyn Bryant thing, let me play this real quick. So again, as y'all see, it is pull-up season. It is pull-up era, and we are having ever-growing sentiment of Black folks who are just fed up, tired, and want to see justice. And with the Carolyn Bryant thing, this is absolutely a thing where the powers that the government needs to be getting off of their butts and doing something for the people, because this is how the whole civil rights movement was born. So how can it be? Because see, you understand what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to give her one of those late, like they'll wait for her to die, and then we're going to go ahead and issue a warrant for her. For all we know, they probably have a whole trial. Oh, well, she's guilty. She's going to do sentence her in hell. That's where she's headed. Anyway, like I said, let me play this from some more Black folks that have pulled up out there on the scene, and just letting that song play loud in the air. Justice, 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 justice.
Carolyn Bryant Ghana, who is still never been charged as an accomplice in Emmett Till's murder. So there's a thread that has run from before Emmett, with Emmett, and then through Emmett up to today. So we need to make sure that we're making those connections so that we can affect change. When we separate them, when we say that was a long time ago, we lose some of our power and we lose some of our ability to influence change. So I'm saying justice for Emmett Till, right along with these families, and then also wanting to hold the Department of Justice accountable, Mississippi DA Dwayne Richardson accountable, demand charges be brought against Carolyn Bryant Ghana. Emmett's case is still open.
Okay, just to be clear for people listening, yes. Carolyn Bryant is the white woman who lied about Emmett Till, which contributed to him being lynched.
Yes, and Carolyn Bryant is still alive. People think that she confessed on her deathbed. She's never confessed. Never confessed, and charges have never been brought against her, and she is an accomplice to Emmett's murder. She's accomplice to the kidnapping and murder of Emmett Lewis Till, and she needs to be brought to justice today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I can't be mad at that. I'm glad to see it. I'm really glad to see it. It's long overdue. Long overdue. Real quick, if I can, I'm going to get back to the point, but I have a real quick question. There is a video that I came across, and I just need y'all's opinion on something real quick. Is this a skit or is this real? Can y'all tell me if y'all believe this is real? After I play this, please put a 1 in the chat. If you believe this is fake, put a 2 in the chat, okay? So, yes. Well, I got y'all in here. Let me get y'all's opinion on this.
I'm going to say it like I heard it. Because the truth of the matter is I had a car and still went through some shit. I had a house and still went through some shit. I had dreams and still went through some shit. I had visions and still went through some shit. The truth of the matter is you can say however you want to say, but I've been real and honest with you from the beginning. I've been through some shit with that shit, but the shit I go through now is different shit, because God carries me through that shit.
That's that new age preaching, huh? Y'all saying one, huh? That's legit? Boy. Wow. Yeah, that's that new age preaching. Yikes. That's like the Jamaican preacher. Y'all remember that? Blood clot. Oh, wow. Whoo. I mean, I guess you can see some things, you know. You get all kind of different folks in church. Thaddeus preaching. I didn't hear one word come out that Bible. Oh, no. No, there are some who, they're like Joel Osteen. They're just good hypnotists. Oh, wait, did I say that? Sorry if you guys remember some Joel Osteen. The White Hotep. When I say that, I mean like the Hotep hypnotist. Like your said the Nature Boy and your Polites, who subsequently ended up caught up in some same type of like situations. Go figure. So anyway, back to business. Right. So with the Jalen Walker situation, we still haven't heard any more. Not that, at least not since I've been live. But what I want to know is, I believe this is where you're going to hear the chief of police there talking about he believes that when the facts come out that the police were justified, even the amount of fired shots will be justified. So 90 shots at one individual who at least 30 of those shots were after he was on the ground. But wait, no. Yeah, that would be correct. Actually, more like 50 of those shots. Because if you shot 90 times and hit him 60, well, by the time he fell, that's about 18 to 20 shots. That's a lot of shots for a person who was already on the ground, riddled with a whole clip's worth of bullets. But, hey, man, what do I know? I'm not a police officer. Clearly, that chief must know more than me.
From our Emma Henderson live in Akron. Emma on the scene now. Emma, what can you tell us?
Really not seeing anything. You can see behind me is the Justice Center, the kind of the epicenter of this all since yesterday. We did just have some police officers walk by with some riot helmets, and a few protesters who are here were yelling some choice words at them. But as we enter day one of that curfew here right now, we're hearing more from community leaders about what they want to see from these police officers. The Black elected officials of Summit County, they released a statement reiterating Jalen Walker's family's wish for peace, and also an excerpt that says this: during these moments of heightened tension, we ask that the mayor direct law law enforcement to prioritize de-escalation tactics while considering crowd control and protest monitoring. Simply put, the response should be de-escalation, not militarization. They then go on to say that the community should use local resources and not use the National Guard. Now, we were able to reach out to the mayor's office where they confirmed that the National Guard has not been asked to come to Akron at this point. Isabel?
All right, thank you very much for that live report, Emma Henderson. Now we do want to go ahead and return to...
This is one of those moments where it makes me think of what Joe Biden was saying in was it the House? Vince from the UK. What is going on, brother? And he was saying, who's Joe Biden talking about? How basically how he's not going to what did he say? No, it's not defund the police, it's fund the police. Y'all remember that? No, it's not defund the police, it's fund the police. Come on, man. So think about this. All of that defund the police and all the protests. We want this, we want this. It turned into a big Joe Biden voter drive. And here we are again getting nothing but death by way of what you actually voted for. I'm sure this brother's family that's out there speaking voted for this man. And it's like, this is the whole militarization of the police, and now you're getting the Miranda thing off and all of these other things that's going on. That qualified immunity came by way of Obama. This is part two. This is like trying to hit the trifecta of a damn crime bill. You got Eric Adams in place in New York. You got Keyshawn Sewell. I mean, these people, man, y'all better be paying attention, family. I'm telling you.
Brandon Simmons, as a reminder, he had been following protests outside the Akron mayor's home. Brandon?
Yeah, hi, Isabel. I want to let you know, blazing hot day outside, obviously a holiday weekend, but people still found it very important to make sure their voices are heard. What they're saying this evening is that the Akron Police Department, as you said, has gotten out of control from the top down, and they say that they need change, and they need that to come from their elected officials. So that's exactly where they went today. Now, earlier, the group called the Freedom Bloc was very organized as they came together. They had very pointed messages for Akron's Mayor Dan Horgan. They gathered about a mile away from the mayor's home before they then marched there to his home with a list of demands. They say under the mayor's watch, they continue to see police escalate situations instead of de-escalate them, including today when they brought out armored trucks during this exact protest while they were out there. However, they did continue on their path. Those armored trucks kind of confronted protesters.
Now, family, look at your screen. How are you justifying this? This is intimidation. This ain't nothing. What's the excuse for this? Here's a peaceful protest. We're going to have a peaceful protest, but man, we finna roll these tanks up here on. There's not even like militia. Well, there's a militia out there, but they're monitoring the outskirts. So there is a black militia on the grounds out there, but they're not in the march. They're walking around. So the police, of course, they're going around the militias kind of set up barricades to go intimidate all of these people, because I guess you just felt that it wasn't going to go down the right way with the militia. So let's go past the armed individuals with our tanks, and let's ride up here on the unarmed ones, doing it peacefully. Yeah, man, boy, I tell you, guys, back the blue. Hell out of here, man. Damn cowards.
As they approach the mayor's home. But the people that were out today say they have no intention of tearing down their own communities. They're simply here demanding change.
We must move with intention and make it make sense. When we protest, we have to make sure we have our demands, and then we're just not destroying things to destroy it. This is our community, so we're not going to tear down our community.
Now, while in front of the mayor's home, they did leave several pointed demands listed on sheets of paper that they left at the feet of officers who stood there and blocked them from going to the mayor's door, which was their original intention. Some of those demands include Safety Director Charles Brown. They're asking for his resignation or for him to be terminated. They also say they want the federal government to look into the culture of the police department here in Akron and issue a consent decree similar to what's in place in Cleveland. Now, community members today say Jalen Walker's death is just part of a long list of issues that have occurred over the last 20 years here in Akron, and they're saying that they need for their city officials to step up and really affect change. Now, I do want to point out, while this was a nonviolent, a peaceful protest from the time we were there, we have heard since then that 2 people were arrested. However, we don't know exactly what for. We have reached out to the Akron Police Department for more information on that, Isabel.
All right, thank you for those updates, Brandon. Now, we know there is a lot to cover with this story. We have more interviews, reactions, details, and video on our website.
Now, you get that for protesting against our harm. And you know what? I saw even worse. And this is what I need y'all to understand. Protesting is cool. And I will say protesting is part. One who cares. Greetings, greetings, greetings. But you know, there's a, like, just like how they attack multiple points, then we also counteract in the same likewise manner. So with that being said, we have to understand what we're really dealing with. And we're dealing with a Gestapo-like system. And while claiming to not be, while steadily grooming up generations of absolute white supremacist killers. But however, when it comes down to us, we can get gunned down unarmed, no questions asked. But these mass murderers, unless they kill themselves, will always be taken without incident. So when black people are tired of that, I'm going to play some stuff, and I want y'all to just look at the response that they're getting. And just look at this energy. And this is Joe Biden's America, but it's not just Joe Biden. This is what America is. And America is its people, is its society. So death, murder, and mayhem have been the staple of this country since its inception, especially the gun.
I watch Sound 3. Get me on there right there. I want to say one thing about what they doing, though. You live? Give me a little live. You're not live, is you? This shit is wrong, bro. I got a lot. No, I'm getting on the camera, Mike. Hey, give me the bottle. Give me the bottle. Hey, give me the bottle, nigga. I'm on this shit.
Let's let him get this in case something happens here.
No, this shit is wrong, bro. No, I'm not gonna move, though. Hold on. Hey, Stop it. Give me a little. All right, we all done. But I got court on too. I got court on too. But I want to get a little. No, I do have some real shit to say for the news. I'll be right back. I got like 10 warrants. I'm out of here.
He said, I got 10 warrants. I'm out here. DJ Sagwan, what's going on, my brother? Nikki, the guy in the house. My chief moderator is here. I was wondering if you wasn't stormed out there. And so here's there were some more brothers that was out there as well. Check this out. So they, and this was, as you can see with the news report, a lot of that died down pretty quick. It has not turned into like the George Floyd protest by no stretch of the imagination. And one of the reasons is you already have them coming out talking about, well, he would have been wanting to have it peaceful. Got to keep it peaceful. He was a peaceful person. You understand? He wasn't all about that action. He would have just kept it peaceful. Let me see. There's some other ones I need to put in here for y'all. Because talking about peaceful. Yeah, you're going to tell these black folks to keep it peaceful. But in the meantime, like the front that they put up, it's like, y'all. It's all every time if it's black folks, they are ready in full force, full military gear, and they riding up along the sidewalks while they're protesting in the street. Why aren't you riding behind? Why are you trying to ride alongside of the protest line? To me, that just looked like some bullying. Police being bullies. Not like we have ever seen that before. And so here, let me play this. Check this out.
Right here, you're good right
Yeah.
Come on.
All of that. Now, the police be escalating. They be escalating stuff. And they also have their agent provocateurs out and about a lot as well. Here's more.
Fucking cowards! Fucking cowards! I need sailors! I got it! Sorry. Sailing!
Come on, say hi to Facebook. See, and now look at the resistance that they give us to protesting, murdering us. the fact that you would ever have to do that just tells you what type of animal you are up against. You know what I mean? Speaking of, speaking of animals, let me see. Where do I want? Where is that? Yeah, let me get this stuff in here for y'all. 'Cause y'all need to see what's really going on out here. And now again, in a lot of cases, cats are cowards, but that's not to say in groups that they are not potentially harmful and dangerous. And so when we start seeing these big groups of modern Klansmen, and all it is baby Klan, because daughters of the Confederacy, they are the ones who are responsible for pushing the certain kind of curriculum that also kind of whitewashed a lot of their history and cleaned up a lot of their history and made heroes out of losers. So, there's a lot of that they don't want revisited because, of course, the mystique of, man, we're so great starts wearing off. Well, let's see. I'll play this one first. Yes. So, this is the modern KKK, and they also subscribe to a lot of these philosophies. Reclaim America, reclaim our country, victory. Notice how you never hear honor, though. Never hear honor around anything they're talking about. Just like Richard Spencer said, it's not about fairness or honor, it's about winning. Keep that in mind when you see these weirdos. Now understand, these people are not really left or right. They're white. You did? Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate that. Vince I Am said some of those are agents. Well, yeah, some of those agents were black. Absolutely. I've seen some of the people with hanging out with them dudes. I'm like, but have you seen the interview of the one dude, the Confederate dude? Like, I was adopted by my this person, and he fought in the Confederacy, and I mean, it's like I couldn't even see myself living if they took that flag down. That flag is a part of my heritage, and I don't want to see nobody doing nothing to that flag. You talking about absolutely absolutely buck broken. You say you have, man, golly, like, dude. Boy, that, ooh, hear the banjo deliverance playing around that house, don't you? Bling, 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 bling. Now, with that being said, also, but look at how deep these people were. And now y'all got to know these people that clicked in with all. Look at how many people that is out there. Oh, but we didn't know they were showing up to Boston, man. Oh, wow, man, they really got the drop on us, man. Because, like, nobody in their group is part of law enforcement. You know, nobody knew. We just conveniently missed them. Boy, our shabby police were Keystone Cops. Right? Lord. Yeah, that big ass group, you couldn't figure out, oh, we didn't know they was coming. Man, I can't show up with 5 black people in one space that without somebody saying, hey, what's going on here? So the fact that y'all talking about, you didn't know that you had about 200 baby clans coming your way? Patriot front. Patriot about what? Like, no, you just white. And another thing that they're against is they're against transsexuals. They have a big issue against transsexuals. And transsexuals, these are your violent opposition, not us. See, us saying we won't date you doesn't mean we like them. They want to harm you. See the difference? So don't get caught up on what they sell you out here. Black men is this and black men is that. You go ahead and play with them clan men if you want to. You go right on ahead. I'ma act accordingly. Can you dig it? This is what I want. I'm gonna show y'all this. So I can't upload. This is 2 minutes. Okay, so give me 2 minutes while I'm getting this loading this video, because what I want y'all to see is America that goes uncommented on for what it is. Because now they're already starting to push some kind of mental illness narrative with all of these, because it's almost like they forecast more shootings. So now they're getting into this whole, our youth, if you notice, are all the same age. That rap, that gangster rap that they listen to, it's really influencing them, huh? Your children are not influenced by black gangster rap. They are white supremacists. They are not influenced by that. It's not making them go out and do anything. No. What the old history, my granddaddy, blah, blah, blah. You know how they always like bragging on some old mystical lie. My grandfather came here from here and such. He worked his way up. He never got a handout from anything. Wrong. Your great-grandfather came here for the Homestead Act. Oh, well, but still he had to work hard. See, that type of thing is like you're also dealing with deceivers. So they know what the case is, but they immediately come talking to you like you never know. So you always got to be mindful of that. So with this little next clip, I want to just display to you your bosses, your doctors, your bankers, most definitely your law enforcement, your lawyers, your scrubs that play in the basement. Because here's the one thing that I want you to take notice in. I just showed you about 200 individuals. They've only arrested like 40-something of them. Where is the rest of them? That makes sense to you? conveniently you lost over half of them. That does that sound right to you? Just saying. Come on. So check this out. All of these invisible mystery men that subsequently keep turning up without ever getting a RICO charge. Shout out to Young Thug and his crew. You guys should be screaming from the mountaintops.
Current state neither represents the people, the nation, or virtue. They rip children from wombs and sow ground beneath your feet to foreigners, and then they tell you it is justice.
So they really Nazis? No, they white. They white supremacists. So like, the same shit. Oh, they trying to defend it. No, they trying to tickle like come America and shit. And, like, yo, what the fuck? Oh shit! Oh, fuck him up! These niggas start hopping out the back of the truck. Yo, fuck them niggas up, they trying to escape! He's that bitch! These niggas got smokes coming out the trucks and shit. This shit like a Call of Duty campaign out in this.
Shout out to Philly. Philly and Boston. Yeah. We don't know where they're going to show up at. Somebody found them. Boy. See, so here's the other part about this, and this is why you got these, you have these individuals like Ethan Crumley's and the Dylan Roofs and all of these. They pick these soft targets because they are so cowardly. Y'all remember the dude that ambushed the police back a few years back? And he initially was upset over the fact that he went to a basketball game in between two predominantly black teams. So it was all black folks in the stands and whatnot. He's sitting in there in his Confederate flag. Now, he don't have a kid there. He just want to bother the black folks. Talking about freedom of speech. Well, that got him so much that he got put out. And then the school said, yeah, he's trespassed here. He doesn't even have a kid here. So, no. And so he's over here mad at the police. If y'all, I don't know if Tariq still has those older shows up or not. That might be gone. But Tariq did a podcast. This is on his Tariq Radio, where he did a broadcast on dude. And the dude was like, I want my property. Where's my flag? I mean, hey, they didn't you see them harm me? Well, no, we didn't. But I mean, if you let me go back in there, I'll point them out. It's like, no, you've been trespassed. The school does not want you in there. You're coming in there with a flag that is deemed hate, and they do not want you here. But it's my right of free speech. So later on, this dude, he didn't get his way of being able to just aggravate and harm black folks. He later ambushes and kills 2 cops before ended up getting killed in the shootout itself. So that is the type of people that we are dealing with. We have these behaviors like, you're Dylan Roos. Well, all of these black guys dating white women. And if you notice, it's all of these weird, awkward dudes that really no females are fooling with. But they're all subscribed to this ethnic preservation. And then people are still up here having the nerve to try to call somebody else out like a Trump. Yeah, he was a Trump supporter, but he was also a Biden supporter, which means, just like the other kids said, he's neither left nor right because he's white. In the meantime, we got people like this.
What's your view about this report out of California on reparations? I was wondering if...
See, in the meantime, we have people like that. And that's one thing. No, we got to cut that out. Oh, I'm black, but no, I wasn't going to be bothered with Negro come up in this business. No. Oh, do you know how much my masters would hate me?
And we forget that it's okay to take the cape off.
Let's keep it a buck. And this is what they want. These women should be ashamed of themselves. When we're out here being targeted, what kind of cape do you need to put on just not to make your men the target? And we forget. You forget that these men that you talking about taking a cape off for are also your protection in time of trouble.
And we forget that it's okay to take the cape off.
Yeah, just remember, there won't be none of this then for you. Ain't gonna be none of this.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
Don't let these angry people, because see what they say, hurt people, and angry individuals always want to keep you from happiness. So don't let them sail you up the river with a boatload of their own misery. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to dealing with these chromie and all of this. This is the great replacement theory coming back to the forefront. This is a sanction, the book Sanction, like by Roman McKay. So just I'm saying with Roman McKay, this whole thing with this new kid, this Chromie dude, Bobby Chromie, Mr. Awake, that whole, now if y'all remember when I was reading the book review, which sounds like a damn manifesto of Sanction, like that thing literally, if you had the manifesto of the Buffalo shooter, and then what I read, which I had to repeat, is not the manifesto. They just sound incredibly alike. With all of these lone wolves and all. Very highly intelligent thinking of literature, but is a person with bad grades. Not saying that this person could not have a higher intellect, but if you're peeping game, you mean to tell me that this 18-year-old is talking like a damn college professor? All of these people are writing these long, I mean, hey, who knows? I mean, maybe they're just literary geniuses that just came unhinged. How likely is that? So I am convinced racism will never die. Oh, no, don't say that. I can't say I'm convinced of the same thing. No. Oh, no, I cannot say that I am not convinced. I'm absolutely convinced that this brand of racism will end. No shadow of a doubt. You best believe it. That's why we speak it into existence here. Speak it into the affirmation. Babylon is falling. Every day. Just let yourself know. These people ain't got long. Just let yourself know. See, here's the thing. We've been taught even to put bad phrasing and terminology up on ourselves. Another reason for the whole black men get at black women and black women get at men. But actually for the black men, that was then the crafty part about that was changing it to modern women. Now here's where you take the word black out and people are like, oh, you still talking about black women. We know who you talking about. So, you just got to understand. Those words mean a lot, and having a whole lot of infighting is always helpful to someone else. Some chick named Star, hey, and it will die and die an ugly death before the world. And again, you got to remember, black folks ain't just the only people who suffer under white supremacy. Everybody else is a victim. We're just the main targets, and we're the fuel. We are the fuel of it. But think of it this way, and I would imagine anybody else around in all these other roundabout nations, if we are the fuel for that, then how much better are than off with us than you are with them in the long run? Because they still can't have nothing without us, and we absolutely didn't need them. So there is that. See, this is a world to where you are always told that you aren't what you are. I was talking to my wife a couple days ago, talking about the natural talents that we have that are jobs and careers for other people. But people are so used to using black folks' talents and strengths that it goes without any type of consequence to say, hey, this person should be getting paid for what they're doing. You know what I mean? For black folks, we're like, oh shit, like what? You trying to be white? You trying to be white? Just because you talk about getting paid, oh, you Hollywood now, huh? That's also crabs in the barrel. That is also crabs in the barrel. You know what white supremacists like to play tricky with words, Capricorners. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, see, again, when you can play word games are for the sole purpose of sowing confusion. That's why people who hopefully they can get from under that curse of just being, sometimes wanting to be right can put you on such a hamster wheel that as you start spinning on that hamster wheel, you let a lie come out, and that lie just start catching you in that same hamster wheel because you've never gotten off of the hamster wheel. So you spit it out, and you just run right back into it. You're not going to escape it until you change that pattern of behavior. Now, as we start coming out here and people hear your recorded content, They see your videos if you make videos. But, if you hold spaces, record them. There's no reason not to record any space. If the purpose is for building, because anything that was outside of that can go on any type of offline, like a Discord or Telegram, or they got some other stuff out there. Plenty of that can be done. But I see a lot of unnecessary infighting. Infighting in philosophy is one thing. Infighting just for pettiness sake to be getting attention is enough. And that type of stuff, I hope people can understand how to decipher. And another thing, if you know a person is part of something or part of building something, you give credit where credit is due. It's when you deal with cliques, you'll have people who have been down, and then you'll have new people that come along. And see, those new people will hop on the sensationalism of the moment. This thing here is about empowerment, fighting white supremacy, replacing it with the system of justice. Now, I totally understand things can get misconstrued and lost in translation, especially when you're new to the empowerment spaces. And everybody else has a mic that probably does not have a history of being in the empowerment spaces for real. So I've noticed a lot of people kind of getting misled. So what I would like for any content creator to do, before you make a video about any group, especially on Twitter, make sure you have done your homework to understand what's actually happening, what's actually being said. Please do not address anything from the seashore when you're seeing the ship out on the sea. Just leave it be and let them work it out. Because if you ain't in it, you ain't in it. All of this, I can sit up here and feel some kind of way about seeing somebody's interaction. At the end of the day, they got to work that out. Here's the point. We have not ever dealt with this type of thing before. So guess what happens? Growing pains. Toughen the hell up. People going to fight because we have to tighten it up to get it right. It ain't going to be nice, sweet every day. And I understand. Look, as much infighting that you could see from all of these different groups that people are saying, well, this group, that group, this group, that group, that group, this group. At the end of the day, I'm getting really, really, really tired of hearing people ignore the blatant disrespect from black immigrants who do not respect the conditions of white supremacy. They still are under the impression that they're somehow covered. And then come over here and do all kind of detrimental stuff because they're not aware how white supremacy works, the way it breaks their tools. So they think that they are doing something that will benefit them and their family. At the end of the day, they got somewhere to run back to. Because, trust me, a lot of them probably will end up doing that or just stop fooling with them stop fooling with white folks altogether after they get burned. But at the meantime, that's our community that is getting overlooked as well. And then also our community that is never getting addressed or spoke to. And that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. And then, man, we being divisive. We are divisive and divisive and divisive. Let me play you why we are being divisive and delineating I hate that word, delineating ourselves from all other groups. It's not about hating any other group, but it is about establishing our specific claim. And it has to be our specific group to identify our specific claim. So when we're getting all of this pushback, clearly you don't want us to get ours. That's how I see it. But I get how people get emotional because they got this attachment to Africa that some of us absolutely do not have. Well, man, what don't you see? Well, okay. What African is claiming me? Let me know. Let me know. I'll wait. I mean, I tell you too, my oh, he ain't African. Oh yeah, he black. He melanated. Oh yeah. He's not African. He's a whore, but he's not African. See, because there are people that know more than what they will let on knowing. So I mean, I don't know what y'all talking about. We don't have no attachment to that because maybe some of us don't. Not every damn black person is a damn African. Oh man, it's like I'm going right back down this road again 20 years later. Jeez. There are black people all over the planet. So yes, if the person from here is not getting along with a person from there, you know why? Because on that continent, from top to bottom, they're warring right now. The Nigerians don't like the South Africans. The Somalians are fighting against the Sudanese. The Egyptians and the Eritreans, and they're all beefing right now. You should see how they talk about each other. Let us just tighten our thing up for once instead of worrying about everybody else's damn problems that we still don't understand. We understand ours. We understand our own situation. That's all we're saying. You want us to be UNICEF, but broke. You want us to be the broke UNICEF. Oh, well, hey, man, don't you worry about getting yours now. I mean, go on. I know, can't you see how student debt is? I mean, come on, the student debt, student loans, they will help everybody. Did you see Sandy Darity's recent tweet in his recent editorial? Yeah. It doesn't fit the data. So I wish y'all would stop coming at us like we're idiots. We have scholars amongst us. You do know this, don't you? I mean, good Lord. So, again, like I'm going to say, we have all of these mass shooters and these Nazi sympathizers because our president is a Nazi sympathizer who subscribes fully to the replacement theory. So much so that he would even explain it to black leadership.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
That's all right. Somebody will respect you. You're his voter base, voter block, everything. Voting. They trying to shame black men into voting. Man, come on now. We can't be doing this. There is black blood in the streets. You better start hollering at some tangibles. We're not the emotional group. You're appealing to men. So appeal with something. We're not the women. We're not taking empty gestures and thoughts and prayers. That's what the church people do. And right now, a lot of them people is running out of patience. So I don't know what you about to do. Oh, I got a novel idea. Cut the check. Cut the check and give us our legal protection. That's what could happen right now. There is nothing stopping Joe Biden from signing in a protection bill for black folks right now. Nothing. There's zero excuse. So for any Democrat shield to come to me, tell me that how this is better, I'm talking policy. And I mean, if people come, man, it's okay to be hostile. And I advise most of y'all might start just adopting this, because sometimes you just have to be hostile. Ain't you tired of losing and having these people come up here talk to you like you stupid? Like you don't know nothing about politics, when you know the only reason why they popping up, they don't have anything ever to say about no black issue. You seeing all these people, I could go down my Instagram right now and see who ain't talking about Jalen Walker. I could go down right now, but let me say something about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Boy, they're going to be right there in my timeline trying to figure out a way to insult my intelligence. These are the enemies from within. Now, they not staunch cooning, but they'll show they cooning, because how do you know? Look at what they're defending. I've watched these mammies sit up here trying to defend, man, I can't feel no kind of way about little kids being killed in Ukraine. And then I just sit back and watch the things happen to our community and watch no posts go up about that. You know, people like that, I'm sorry, male or female, you are a damn scumbag to me. I mean, you know what? Hey, it's this time in the season for everything, man. I hate them people like with a fervent passion. I can't stand you at all. And yes, hate's a beautiful word, because righteous indignation is a right thing. I could go down the list why I hate your ass. I mean, everything that you could ever have with your own folks, you looking to just give away to somebody else. Hell no. I want to see my people prosper. And then when my people prosper, everybody else who was home. See, here's something else. Always be mindful of these people that are talking to me, y'all gonna get something. Yeah, that evens the playing field. That also changes and opens the door for you. So what we're also seeing is the people in these other cultures that are possibly tied to getting something from CARICOM, who are just like our coons. So they're trying to fight against our own, like, it boggles the mind. Like, man, we really shouldn't be spending all that time focused on reparations. And you actually are getting a check. So there's some kind of deep-rooted sickness that's in these individuals that we have homegrown, and then they have in their communities as well. And I think I just theorizing. I'm thinking that might be the pushback that we're getting from the black immigrants, because we had black immigrants, in our midst that say, hey, FBA, get yours, because you guys get yours, then we setting the blueprint. People are watching y'all. They telling when to go. But we also have these cowardly goons that, man, I've been kind of just getting mine under the colonization. They're trying to rock the boat. Here you go. So we have to worry about those traitors from within that absolutely only seek to undermine fighting against white supremacy, because they do not want to see it fall. And it's unfortunate, but look at how many of these people, man, trust me, when you see them little baby KKKs rolling out, it looks jokey now, but I mean, don't think that they don't have ties to law enforcement, man. These people ain't getting no charges. There's no RICO, nothing. You had the whole insurrection at a Capitol in front of the world. Not one RICO charge. R. Kelly got a RICO charge. Slim Thug got a RICO charge. These are entertainers. These are entertainers, not terrorists. But You mean to tell me that R. Kelly is worse than January Sixers? That's like 2,000, how many thousand people? One person can get a RICO charge, but all of those people cannot? How many times have we seen Patriot Prayer here? Most of them people, Patriot Prayer, Proud Boys, getting into fights. Tiny Tuasi, they label him as the little, oh yeah, he the henchman. So I mean, because he's a proud little Samoan coon, so he'll go out there for the cause. I call him the Samoan white supremacist. And so they go out there, do their whole little posturing thing. It's like, that is just so hilarious. I see these dudes. They know where to do that at. They know where to do that at. And I guess I won't be seeing Enrique for a while. Who knows, though? He probably already bailed out. It's like, man, like, who is funding these people? Enrico Tarrio is in my city more than I ever knew he lived in Florida. It's like, hey, wait, you got him at his house and where? His shirt, the back of his shirt literally says Columbia River. It's like, this dude lives in Florida. Now, there's another thing about why all of these people are so keen to Oregon. More of the modern Klan was fueled out of this state. The home of the Aryan nation. What else do we have? All the skin healers. They were here for a while, but I think they got ran about here. And then, of course, we had the Rajneeshis. That's a whole nother story. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson actually mentioned something about that. Because if you didn't know about what the Rajneeshis did, they had a whole bunch of black homeless folk from like the Midwest and coming out there and words is some of the people ain't never been heard from again. So there's been some very, very crazy things going on. Oh, of course, how could I always forget my stately neighbors, the Bundys? Can't forget them. He got a whole standoff with the United States government. And then the one dude, he almost, man, and they gonna tell me that you guys killed this brother, shot 90 shots at this dude, and you have an armed standoff with this dude, able to keep reaching back for his gun about 4 or 5 times before he finally pulls it, and then they all let off on his ass. But I mean, these are the things that happen in my state. So it's just real interesting to be hearing these foreigners be coming around here. Well, you guys don't understand. Shut up. We have an experience that you do not have. And the fact that you are coming here to interject into our midst, what's even worse are the white boys doing that. But hey, now I just wanted to know what this conversation's about. It's about something that don't concern you. I mean, y'all, did y'all hear Tariq reiterate the message? I've been saying that as long as y'all have heard me speak. What do I say? What is the rule? We do not talk personal family business in front of company. Like, y'all see that? See, you hear us kind of bring up that old country thing, because my grandmother's from the backwoods of Arkansas. So, it's just certain things like if you saw heard Tariq yesterday, the whole fact of not going to spend the night at your neighbor, your white friend's house. They can come here. And truth be told, not at my grandma's house. My grandma didn't let white folks in my house. That's how I was raised. Oh no, they stay on the porch. There was no sleepovers in not at my grandma's house. My grandma did not do them white folks. No white person is crossing the threshold of her door. She felt that was bad luck. Old woman might have been on to something. You know what I'm saying? Man, oh man, I'll never forget when the government came out here. They came out here from D.C. Boy, you Secret Service, you ain't even getting your ass in the house. On the porch you go, friend. This is back when, because here's another thing that the government was doing. So for all of these black landowners, the government was going by offering to buy up all of the black families' land of the South. That was around the late 70s, early 80s. Oh, as well as also Kraft trying to get my grandfather and Mr. Purefoy's barbecue sauce, which they still haven't been able to do. But, that's neither here nor there. I mean, I've been just able to see and be around certain things in my lifetime just to watch how sneaky these multi-million-dollar corporations are. Like, okay, prime example. These people would do stuff like this. Like, damn, that barbecue sauce is good. If we can we market? Let me go get this person who can go taste it. So, hey, this church is going to be selling dinners. You always got these random white folks just rolling through. Ooh, I'm going to take about 5 plates. Man, don't you know them things went straight to the lab? They trying to figure out every seasoning in them, in everything. I mean, just put this in perspective, family. When did you have mac and cheese for sale at any fast food anywhere? Somebody was sneaking around in your little, because I mean, who didn't have, when we was young, we used to eat at church. So the black church, you could go feast. Especially on one of them big special days. It's going to be like the afternoon event. Well, you could smell the gravy from the sanctuary. What y'all know about that? You can smell the greens and the gravy from the sanctuary. To the queen, that was the best food. Facts. Facts. I mean, shoot, if you ever, you guys ever, Lord forbid, you lose a family member or anything like that, don't sleep on the repast. Don't sleep on the repast. Shoot, I don't eat no pork. I don't eat no shellfish. There'll still be plenty there for me to eat. They want our melanation like 11 herbs and spices. Like that funeral home story. Lord. Jollof. You know what though? I can't front. I recently had some jollof because I play at this this African spot, this West African spot, and so I'm like, you know what? Let me try that jollof rice. Jesus, it's just so simple, but I was like, oh, this is fire. So yeah, shout out to the jollof rice, man. I was impressed. I was impressed. I was impressed. I was like, damn, this is simple, but man, this is good. Yeah, shout out to I can't front. I cannot front. That jollof was hitting. Yeah, you hear me? That was hitting. I said, okay, this is what the rave is about. Hey. Yeah, I can rock with this. Yeah, I can rock with this. Man, Capricorn is, oh, Lord. Oh, and they had these chicken samosas. These chicken samosas was like this big. These things was huge, like and like super thick. Uh, yeah, yeah. They, came from African. That African, especially them. They're one of our like real popular spots in the city. So you never ate African dishes. Truth be told, I only had Jamaican. Typically, I've only ate Jamaican. Um, you know, I got 2 bags of gold in my freezer right now. So I've only ate Jamaican, and I could cook it. But I mean, that's boy, oh boy. Shout out to Ocho Rios. I told you my dad had some best friends from Ocho Rios. Uh, if you ever get a chance to get Ocho Rios jerk chicken, Kingston is good. Montego is cool, a little saucy. Ocho Rios, the dry stuff. That's what you want. It will change your life. And just again, some of the things that you can find in this culture of slaves, even abroad, the Caribbean, and for all the way back to America, every little region develops something. So, melanin is going to make it work one way or the other. You know what I mean? We're going to make it work one way or another. I mean, man, think of our cuisine now. I mean, we still got black folks tearing up the internet. Although black folks don't get TV shows like this, go to YouTube. YouTube is smashing the food channel with black folks. So one of the things I'm looking at right now is I hope, and here's another thing, and I want y'all to really, really ingest this. We're starting to move into a era where all of y'all's individual talents are going to be needed to shine. And I say that because we have so many people that do so many different things. And for empowerment, we need your natural resources to help further this. I'm not talking about money. Money is not a natural resource. I mean your talent, your mind, your vision. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. All of that is a part. It all plays a part in combating this wicked, evil system of white supremacy. And this is, like I just heard, I was listening to Frances Cress Welsing earlier today. Something that she mentioned. She said, you cannot say you are about self-respect if you are not looking to help further at least your future 10 generations. She said you can't even consider yourself to have any self-respect, because to not consider your future generations is to never consider yourself. So yes, indeed. What else? There was something else that I wanted to bring up that she had mentioned. Because, I from time to time, I would advise all of you, for all of the stuff that there is out there right now on the internet, get it. I mean, lectures, audio, uh, there's multiple things out there. I would have just advised y'all to obtain as many of these old scholars' lectures as you possibly can, because it's a great body of work and information that has been gifted to us from our people who absolutely did have the heart for the future generations. And, I think we're fulfilling some of the things that they saw coming of the future generations, which is not just so far removed from, her leaving this earth. So Neely Fuller's still here. Now he sees, he get a chance to see a little bit of everything. Same as Dr. Claude, a few others, and Dr. Kaba, so they have to. Oh, and Valentine. So all of these people still are here. We still have scholars, Browder. So we have to be looking at ourselves as the next wave, whatever that looks like. But we are on task. We are on our mission. We will always have infighting that happens. As long as the infighting doesn't turn into hindrance. And so far, I've seen nothing stop. I've seen consistent movement. Even in the midst of beat, it's been consistent movement. So for all of you out there in Twitter space land, give yourselves a pat on the back and give yourselves a round of applause. Because one thing that you have definitely been able to do and show the system of white supremacy is, even if you do not get along all the time, you still will come together. And with that, Brother Sage, shout out to that brother. And Sage, I don't know if he understands the magnitude of what he did, but truth be told, that brother brought all beefing factions under one space at one time. You had all of these different voices. You got Jason Black. And this literally is happening while I'm live, I believe. So I think this is going on while I'm live. So I think half of y'all, most of y'all like halfway in. So y'all in the chat and then in the space. And again, that is showing running the yard. You know what I'm saying? That is really, 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 really showing the world who's running the yard. And that's, by a simple fact of, damn, y'all just came together just like that? Yes, because there was one thing and one trigger that this cat was able to hit that everybody was able to throw their differences aside for and got on code immediately because he was off code. And this is the thing I need anyone that does not understand this position to know. When this person, Tether Locklear, has had an anti-black sentiment for well over a decade, he is not in any kind of echo chamber or vacuum. He is part of a bigger group that absolutely holds that sentiment. Not saying the entire group does. And by the way, Africa is a huge continent. So, we talk about Africa in the sense of a continent. We never talk about it in the sense of the individual countries, which doesn't really make sense. It's almost like you're just talking about some mystical Africa, where in Africa? That's like 56 countries. So where? Oh, well, man, because I'll shut that thing down real quick. Okay, tell me and I'll name where in one place to where you believe looks like me. Where do you think I got relatives over there? You can look all over America, South America, and everywhere else around the world, people that look like me. Shoot, you can go over to Europe and see a bunch of old statues. Go to Italy. You see a whole bunch of old carvings out there that look like me. You ever been somewhere where white folks tell you, like, I see a statue that looks like you? It's like, well, the offspring of them Moors did show up somewhere. Don't let these people act like, we're all from here. No, we're not. Now, granted, most of us all did go through slavery, so we still hit them chains. That part didn't go. But I mean, there were people who made their way here by different ways. Still ended up in the land of captivity. Yeah, didn't shake that one. So whether you walked in or whether you got boated over, you still here. Get these chains on, Jack. Whoo-wee. So with that being said, let me remind you of what the elder has already told us. But if people do not understand, this is the mission of Black Empowerment.
To put it in the frame of reference, everyone, when they talk about racism and white supremacy, should always start by saying that the focus, the objective should be replace white supremacy with justice. Those are the 5 basic words.
And for my other scholar,
we have to take this thing seriously. We are at war. People destroy us, and the first battlefield in any war takes place in the mind. Whoever controls your perception of self has already won the battle. So we've got to be serious. I also understand that not all of us are prepared to be serious. Not all of us have the mental capabilities of being serious because of all of the things that we've been consuming that have destroyed our brain cells. So that's a reality.
Facts. Something's missing. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so again, family. Yes, love Anthony Brown. He always is giving up solid information. Let's see. I already had this in here. It's always interesting too. It's like, dang, I could have sworn I had this right here. Let's see. Is this it? Okay, I think this is it. Oh, and family. I'm saying that's too big. That ain't the right one. That little Gracie's corner thing. Have y'all been watching? Have y'all been seeing those? The Gracie's corner. I'm like, yeah, where was this when we were kids? Like, what? That's slapping, ain't it? Okay, what is this? No. Where is it? Bear with me. Oh, goodness. I'm missing a video in here. Or I might have put it somewhere else. But in the meantime, let me play you this. Because that Gracie's corner thing, I'm like, whoa, that is that's very interesting. It's a little, educational cartoon that I guess a dude who obviously is a producer and his daughter, which he made the character Gracie, and they're starting to put it together. Now I've been seeing them doing TikToks, and I think they got a YouTube channel now. But I'm like, damn, like where was this with the when we was kids.
This is the phonic song. Goddess reading all day long. This is the phonic song. Phonic song. What sound does that letter make? Tell me. What sound does that letter make? Break it down, sound it out. Yeah, you heard. Put the sounds together, now we're reading words. A said ah 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 ah
apple. Oh Lord! I said, wait a minute. What do we have here? Y'all up here slapping. Oh Lord. Okay. So wait. But real quick, just as a reminder, remember when Maxine Waters came out there all huffing and puffing over Roe v. Wade. Now, just look at this energy. Why can't we get this for black issues? Black Mama, I see you in the house. Hey, I am. I'm loading this video real quick. Y'all like that Gracie Corner? But that thing's slapping, ain't it? So while I'm loading this, remember, family, do not let these people start talking about mental illness around you and all of this. This condition that we are seeing is just simply the chickens coming home to roost of white supremacy. And these are its children. Are we missing something here? These are the children of it, right? So now all of a sudden we're going to act like this isn't what we see. Like, no, this is what it is. Waiting for this. There we go. Okay, so yeah, all of this smoke right here.
You see this turnout here? You ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try and stop us. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Women will be in control of their bodies. And if they think black women are intimidated or afraid, they got another thought coming. Black women will be out in droves. We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, young girls. We're fighting for you. I don't know what's happening and where they are, but we're going to take every effort and try everything we can to overcome what they have done to us.
Let me add this. Women are not fighting alone. There are men who have wives and daughters. There are men who respect women, and there will be men in this fight with women. This is not over. It's just the genesis of a new beginning.
Family. Oh boy. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get this right. They just kicked me out. Okay. 1 second. I'm trying to load this video. I don't know what's going on here. So let's hear Gracie one more time.
This is the phonic song. Goddess reading all day long. This is the phonic song. Phonic song. What sound does that letter make? Tell me. What sound does that letter make? Break it down, sound it out. Yeah, you heard. Put the sounds together, now we're reading words. A said ah 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 apple.
That is slapping. Okay. Yeah. Take that. Thought I had this in here. I'm gonna have to. Okay, let's see if it's loading. Oh, and it's not. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to load this video and it just absolutely won't. You know what? Let me do this. Let me try one more thing. In the meantime, let me hit you off with this one more time.
Sure. In terms of the discussions that the President, Johannes, and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like. But we are, again, fully aware and apprised, because we are in constant communication with the President, with his administration here, about the concerns that they have about the entire region and, frankly, the vulnerability. All you have to do is look at the map. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
Is there anything else you can do to help bring down the cost of gas?
Well, first of all, let's just say that this is a very real issue, and we have to do something about it, and it's one of our highest priorities as an administration.
So you see good old Kamala, which never really has anything to say when she's asked really hard questions. And she's clearly not built for that. But this is what they are trying to push on us, family. So be mindful of that. They are trying to give her another go. And they want to try to get her in as president. I'm not really sure what they're thinking along them lines. I have heard talks of Eric Adams possibly running in 2024, which, I mean, I guess that's neither here nor there. But what would y'all think about Eric Adams running for president? Shoot, he'd be like the first foundational. Well, I don't even know if he is foundational Black American. Does anybody know? I do not. I do not know. Oh, I forgot all about this. There we go. Bear with me 1 second. I can't believe I have to do that. All right. There we go. Okay. If Kamala twerks upside down, I might consider voting for a black mama. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I and that's the one thing about it. It's man, yeah, Vince, it might be, but the whole upside down twerking thing, and then you got to look like somebody said it looked like they was doing donuts on her cheek. It's like you got a big old, maybe it's a birthmark, but I don't know why she thought that would be appealing. It's like that looks like you got a big old rash on your butt cheek. That is just absolutely raunchy. It's like that is stank. And I'm gonna be on my head twerking. Stop it. Why is that? And why? What is the thing with that whole I gotta twerk to get attention? You're literally a politician and you're worried about twerking upside down. You said I'll never eat donuts again. Oh Lord. Absolute madness. Okay, now. Come on. Yeah. Hey. All right. Get this in here. No, still haven't done that. Let me see. Let's do it this way. That, I guess we just got to do it this way. So before we get out of here, you know how we do.
Devil's crown. Oh yeah. Stay alive, all things will change around. Oh yeah. What? Oh yeah. So here I go, kicking science and I I'll be illin'. Parental discretion is advised. Still, don't call me nigga. This MC goes here. Call me God, cause that's what the black man is. Roaming through the forest as the hardest lyrical artist. Black woman, you are not a bitch, you're a goddess. Let it be known, you can lean on KRS-One like a wall, cause I'm hard. I represent God. Whack MCs have one style gun buck. But when you say let's buck for revolution, hey, shut the fuck up. Can't get with it. Down to start a riot in a minute. You hear so many bow, bow, bow. You think I'm rich. While other MCs are talking about up with hope, down with dope. I'll have a devil in my infrared scope. Boy, that's for calling my father a boy. Yeah, clack, clack, clack. That's for putting scars on my mother's back. Bow. That's for calling my sister a hoe. And for you, fuck, cause I don't give a motherfuck. Remember the whip, remember the chant, remember the rope, and you black people still thinking about voting? Every president we ever had lied. You know I'm kinda glad Nixon died. Oh, yeah. That's what you say when you see a devil dead. Oh, yeah. That's what you say when you take the devil's crown. Oh, yeah. Stay alive, all things will change around. Oh, yeah. What? Oh yeah! This is not the first time I came to the planet, but every time I come, only a few could understand it. I came as ISIS. My words they tried to ban it. I came as Moses. They couldn't follow my commandments. I came as Solomon to a people that was lost. I came as Jesus, but they nailed me to with you, showing you were invincible. The Black Panther is the black answer for real. In my spiritual form, I turn into Bobby Seale. On the wheels of steel, my spirit flies away and enters into Kwame Ture. That's what you say when you see a devil down. That's what you say when you take the devil's crown. Stay alive, all things will change around. What? Streets there is no EQ, no dee-doo, so I grab the air and speak through the code. The devil cannot see through as I unload into another cerebellum. Then I can tell him, because my vibes go through denim and leather, whatever. However, I'm still rocking. We used to pick cotton, now we pick up cotton when we shopping. Have you forgotten why we building in a cipher? You hear me, kid? Government is building in a pyramid. The son of God it's brighter than the son of man. The spirit is. Check your dollar bill, G. There it is. We got no time for fancy mathematics. Your mental frequency frequently picking up static, making you a naked body addict. And it's democratic. They press auto, and you killing it automatic. That's what you say when you see a devil dead. That's what you say when you take the devil's crown. Say your love, all things will change around.
Oh yeah!
What?
Oh yeah!
All right. I don't know why that was so choppy, but they are in the natural habitat, the streets. Vince, I am. Oh, Lord. So with that being said, y'all, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. And when I say let it fall, that goes for the people who absolutely have not reserved themselves to the idea of being responsible for rulership. Number one, being prepared to rule your own self. And everything that has been force fed to you has been to always look to the system that has oppressed you as a standard of living. No more. They are not gods, and we are not up under their power anymore. Be yourself. Be what you're supposed to be, and stop being what they want you to be. Can you dig it? So with that being said, y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, beatzillapdx. You can follow me on Facebook, beatzillapdx, and on Patreon, beatzillapdx official, and on Melanated People at Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. Of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And we also have the podcast, Our Real Truth, at Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. And then, of course, if you feel so inclined to, help out with the donations on this broadcast, everything is appreciated. Goes back into the mission here. And shout out to everyone who has already contributed and to this platform. So appreciate it. You can do so at CashApp, $BeatZillaPDX. That is CashApp, $BeatZillaPDX. Also, we have PayPal, which PayPal is at Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK. And so with that being said, we will be here Friday for the weekly wrap-up. Oyella Akir said, thank you, Beatzilla PDX, and everyone. Have a great night. Absolutely. You too. Judah Queen said, great midweek report. B1 fam, be safe and stay vigilant. Yes, indeed. Stay vigilant, stay focused, stay alive. Absolutely. Silent D Productions said, great broadcast for the midweek, King. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, Aboriginal woman. So y'all have a blessed one. Y'all be here Friday. Please like and share this broadcast. And if you have not, make sure you double check to make sure you are subscribed, because we know how YouTube gets down. So we're almost to 800 here. So let's shoot. We might be able to still get that 1,000. So let's get that 1,000 before the end of the summer. Let's see if we can't do that. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed night. Y'all know how we do around here, because we consistently slang the stone of truth. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. See, that's what you throw.
Right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are, on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.